Welcome back, Wash Up Walk-Ons fans, episode 347 of this very podcast. And today, back with more game week energy, actually like 5 minutes after we just recorded the last podcast, game week energy. And it's pregame episode 1, kind of a unique pregame episode 1 for us because this is a former teammate, but also a former bunny rabbit. So he's a friend, a brother, and an enemy at the same time. Kind of a unique perspective here. My brother Brandon Snyder on the podcast. Very, very happy to have you, pal. Thanks for joining us, and welcome to the dumbest show on earth.
No doubt, literally. It has been since it started. So what's up? Yeah, it's a weird deal, definitely. Ox and Jacks, we'll see.
This one has been a long time coming, Snyder.
Man, what? We've been talking about this for so long. I watched the OGs. I used to watch with Drake when you just started this thing,
Yeah.
When I lived with him. So I used to sit in on like Kittle. I know Kittle did one, and I just like got to sit and watch, and like to see where it is now is really insane, man. But this has been a long time coming, like you said.
Yeah, dude, we're second only to Joe Rogan.
What?
Yes.
No. I'm
all in on that.
We are still doing it.
I'm doing it.
It's been.
Come on.
We're coming up on year 4 here.
Yeah,
October anniversary here. So.
October 6th will be the 4-year anniversary of.
We started this on my
birthday. Oh wow,
hey, 10-6 is good, man.
10-6 is great, pal.
I sat down at a poker table for the first time forever this week. Got beat by 10-6 full house.
It's always good.
Dude, I was just like, Drake, you're a bastard. I hate you so much.
10-6 is even better for Kluber because it pays his bills.
Yeah, it's good. It helps pay the bills around here.
Drake, you still playing?
No. I just train all the time.
I know.
And play with my dogs. I got dogs to play with, not poker hands.
COVID ruined Drake's poker career.
It did. It completely ruined it.
I guarantee you there's stories.
There's worse careers to walk away from.
I would love to hear the stories, Drake.
Yeah, I was a super degenerate, pal.
Have you listened to the one where KF called him into the office and thought that he was in some like deep underground illegal shit?
Did you not hear this story, Snyder?
Bro, what is this
I got called.
Story?
Yeah, I got called.
Principal's office.
Bad. There was some guy that I played poker with that I must have beaten who sat down at a bar with an NFL scout who was in for practice that week. And the guy was asking about, do you know anybody? And he was talking mad shit on my name, saying I was doing illegal gambling and shit. And then the scout took it to KF, and the KF called me into the principal's office, dude.
That was a principal, so I know what that's like to walk down to the principal's office. He's like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh, keep my name out your mouth. That's crazy.
So
that's just crazy. He just happens to sit next to a guy that's going to go talk to KF the following day.
Right. Yeah. So, Snides, is this a weird week for you?
A little weird for sure.
You've been inside both buildings. What's the temperature on your side of this thing?
I think I have to start with Iowa and just like my overall feel for the way the Hawks look right now and the people that they have on the roster and the type of machine I think that they're about to be.
They're a pretty good team, right? We got some
especially on the defensive side of the ball and the recruits coming in, and it feels a little bit different. I definitely didn't belong on this type of a team, so I'm glad I played when I did, got there when I did, because I would not belong anymore. Yeah, it's going to be hard to be a walk-on, man.
It's going to get a lot harder to be a walk-on.
It's going to be oh, man.
But hey, man, we still got one. Quinn Schulte is going to be locking down the secondary. Walk-on nation.
Secondary, who is the 4?
So it's going to be him, Terry Roberts, Riley Moss, and then Kayvon Merriweather.
Yeah. Hey, what's it feel like to be Quinn Schulte holding off Iowa's most famous player?
Man, just exactly what it has been for history.
Enjoy your time.
Five-star recruit coming in.
That's gonna, you got to enjoy each day as it is, for sure.
Enjoy it while it lasts, probably.
But also, like, what a dog.
Yeah.
Come on now. Hold it down, bro. Hold
There's
it down
been
for us.
there's been a little prototype there for a while. With
Not by accident.
it's there's a I don't know how to dance around this other than saying like there's been a short white guy in the safety position that's been we found a
For
way in
real,
there.
100.
Like,
well, there's a really short, crippled white guy leading the defense who happened to play defensive back.
Hey man, he was pretty damn good at it too.
He was damn good at it.
Have you guys
those
seen-
crazy motherfuckers?
have you guys seen film of Coach Parker? I've never seen any.
I've seen a little bit of film, yeah. So my dad played at Illinois, as everyone knows. And my mom had some of his games recorded, and they played at Michigan State one year, and Phil Parker had a pick six.
Was he hunting heads?
He was taking it back to the house, and he was separating from dudes. He was
He could run.
yeah.
He was getting loose.
No knees could run, huh? Because he got no knees now, right?
Oh, bro. I can't.
He's got biomechanical knees now. He's half
running.
robot.
I don't know how many times I watched him and Wallace and Brian take off on a jog up Melrose after a practice to do 2 mile, 14-minute pace jog for their workout for the day.
2 miles better than I can do.
That's true. But yeah, this is weird, Snides. This is this defense is crazy, like you said. We were in that defensive back room for what, 3 years?
4
years, made it 4 years.
Yep.
So you know all about.
I got my Iron Hawk.
Yeah, bro. You know all about
I love the Iron Hawk.
Coach Parker, a meeting with Coach Parker, how those meetings go. What are some of the differences after you made your way over to the Jackrabbits? What was the dichotomy of those two programs look like?
It just different. The time and like the film, I think Kevin could speak to that. I think is the biggest difference. There's a couch in the meeting room for a reason. Like that is that is a campsite for Iowa defensive backs, and that's.
Well, let's be honest. That's for the man in the back.
Oh, that's for one person. Oh, that's for one person.
I'm pretty sure
he's got to be comfortable.
I'm pretty sure there's only one meeting room that had a couch, and it was the DB room. Old Phil would just sit back there. He's like, "Get comfortable, boys. We're going till his bell rings."
At least
you guys were last to eat, no doubt.
Every time, it's just Phil's expectation, Coach Parker's expectations for understanding and football knowledge and understanding of the defense. I think he's the best at that in the country, I would argue.
Well, I would say he runs great meetings. Like I was really never like you're sitting in class, like at school, whatever subject it is, and you're just looking at the clock, waiting for it. You see other kids walking past the door because they're getting let out.
Mm-hmm.
The worst.
I would say it was never the same way when position meetings. Like he's a great teacher and always keeps you engaged.
Spot on, 100%. 100%.
You go over to the Jackrabbits and you finish out your career there. Now you're like coach of the year over in the Omaha area.
I don't know about that. It's early, man. It's week 1.
I still follow you on Twitter. I see you retweeting. They got athletes coming out of this area somewhere around there.
Oh my! Omaha.
It does look like
Omaha is crazy. Omaha is crazy, man. I'm trying to really get in Omaha. It's Miller over. It's bigger than Des Moines. It feels a lot bigger than Des Moines. So like they're comparable though, but I don't know, man. It's different. They're definitely different. I'm trying to get crossover games between Des Moines and Omaha because I think it's different.
I saw that. What is the official title? Or what are you coaching, or what are you?
And you think Omaha beats the shit out of Dowling, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Is Dowling even top dog in the state of Iowa anymore?
They're good. The top. Southeast Polk, Dowling.
I want a shot, Greg.
Ankeny's.
I don't doubt you. I mean, you know what good football talent is. You don't got to convince me. I'm just kind of surprised.
It's really interesting. 7 World's taking off, man. taking
that's true.
off. 7-on-7's taking off, and I feel like in Omaha, we're like pretty groundbreaking in that. We have a lot of like football track guys. So between January and middle of March to end of March, we'd go to like 4 tournaments, but we're once or twice a week on turf in the off season. So you can really start to compound some off season work if you're getting that, and the kids are, they understand, like they're redefining like cool. And I said that a lot, like they are about it. Like they're cracking kids, they're physical, and they're turning into great young men. And that's why it's successful. So it's a lot of fun to be in Omaha right now, basketball and football wise. So
I was gonna say, from what I can tell, you don't sleep right now. Like all you do is work. You work at some facility, like some big performance center, and coach AU basketball, and you're coaching 7-on-7, and do you have anything to do with like an actual high school team?
yeah, so football wise, I coach at Bellevue West.
So you also coach at Bellevue.
My main job is at Omaha Sports Academy.
Okay.
It's a youth sports facility. I just do basketball. So
Okay.
I don't even like train. I literally just coach basketball for a living. And it's awesome.
So
Awesome.
you're just all day,
Awesome.
every day.
You can't even hoop.
Oh, I can hoop.
You can't
As
even hoop.
anybody
for
that
real.
I played, this week, come on. Some of the young bucks, we used to play as freshmen, man. Come on. Disrespect. Sam Brings going crazy. Parker has he getting buckets, giving Miles and Josh buckets. Aaron
Man,
Man,
you just
terrible.
you just named 2 guys that cannot play the sport of basketball.
Man, I don't know. Josh Rando could.
No,
could.
not Josh. Parker and Sam.
Yeah, no, Sam. Yeah, Parker. He's still in that middle ground. Like, what is he? Is he a big guy or is he a little guy? You don't really. He's still playing that tight end.
Yeah, he's still trying. Yeah.
Sam was a lefty, so Sam had some game, man.
I got beef with both Sam and Parker because both of them have been ducking this podcast for 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah, they don't want anything to do with it. I mean, it's just not their thing, and it's fine.
I want Sam to come on, and Sam's like, well, I work in the program and I don't want to and I talked to Parker, and Parker's like, well, I'm going to come on, but just like not now, not now. And
That would be awesome. You have Bishy on?
we had Bishy on.
Man, he was awesome.
Bishy
We can all
was,
learn a lot
awesome,
from him.
dude.
We can all learn a lot from Bishy.
yeah, bro. He's, does anybody have a more open, bigger heart than Bish?
Pretty good kid.
She's like one of those dudes that, never touched the field. You just love to have him in the program, though.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, for all of our listeners right now, because there may be some people who, since we've had Brandon on, Brandon Bishop, not Brandon Snyder, obviously, go back. I don't have the episode number, but I'm going to guess that it's in the late 100s somewhere, mid to late 100s, and go listen to the Brandon Bishop episode. You guys will not, it is not a waste of your time. It is probably, of the 300 and almost 50 that we've done, it is no doubt inside the top 10 of the most that we've gotten responses to. People who reached out and said,
wow,
that just had something to say about that podcast to either my personal account or the Wash Up Walk-Ons account. And Brandon, when I saw him at, whose wedding was it? Jake's? Gervais's? I believe it was Gervais's wedding. He said that the response that he got from our listeners who went and found his social media accounts and reached out to him was absurd. So that is an episode. And obviously, Brandon, you were boys with Brandon. So it was he's a good dude. He is a jackrabbit. That's how I would describe him.
Definitely. He's something. Worth a listen.
The game this weekend, South Dakota State are they number 2 in FCS coming into this year? Did I see that somewhere?
I'd imagine they're top 5 for sure. Top 10. I'm sure they're top 5.
Is
you
their
still
coach
keep in tune with them?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. Well, like there's a lot of crossover. I mean, that's one of the best things about it was getting to meet a whole nother group of guys that are, still doing the same thing. Some of my best friends to this day are, guys I met there and in that time. So like that was a huge blessing, but also like recruiting wise, like Coach Rogers, who was the D coordinator, is, it's cool how like Dan Jackson, who was a corners coach there, is now at Vanderbilt. There's a lot of like crossover of people that coach me that now, are interested in our kids or in Omaha kids or just want information or Des Moines. Because I was working in Northwest Iowa too for a while at a different facility. So I've been like a nomad. So I stay in touch with all those guys. There's some really good guys. It's their culture's changed since I was there. I think they've especially up front, I think you'll be impressed with their O-line. They can really run the ball, man. Like they hide it really well with a lot of jet and goofy formations and quarterback run game. They lost their quarterback in that. They played in the spring in the championship game and lost. They lost him in the first quarter to ACL, I believe. And so he didn't play all last year. They got a transfer in, Chris, who got picked up by the Steelers. And Gronkowski will be back, and he could really run. He's a big, he can run. Definitely.
You've got a quarterback with the name Gronkowski?
Yeah, something like that.
She's pretty sick.
Yeah. If they're related. Now he can, so, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they want to run him much in the first game of the year. How much does the game mean to SDSU? Because they have to play a 17-game schedule or whatever, 16, 17, 15.
That's if you go all the way to the championship.
That's the crazy thing about NDSU is they played multiple extra seasons than everybody else because they keep playing that many games into the postseason. They're playing 15, 16-game seasons. So if you add 4 more games over 10 years that they've won 8 out of 10,
not just the games, that's 4 more weeks of practice each year.
Yep.
That's huge for your young guys. Yeah, I can guarantee you if I was doing the same thing, they'd be having Devo practices every week.
Devo, let's hit it. Hit it.
All right, let's call it up, and then we got the Devo guys. You're going to go ahead and strap on the shoulder pads, and we'll get back to it.
You got any good Devo memories, Brandon?
No.
There's no such thing as good Devo memories. What is that?
Dude. Devo is straight kamikaze mode, dude. You were just trying to hit everything. That's it. You're just so mad that you're out there.
Devo is
smack.
Let's see who wants
Drake
to
probably.
be here.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I didn't really want to be there that bad. I don't know how I made it 5 years. I really didn't want to be there that bad.
I don't know how you did there, honestly. Really.
Oh, dude. So many reps. Of the same plays.
So stupid. The easiest plays known to football.
Yeah, everyone knows them. Making checks, and here it comes.
Did they do?
Get a set of 4? It's gonna be a B play. It's gonna be a boss play. You're gonna get a play action pass, and you're gonna get one drop back pass.
And drop the field.
Did they run
4 maybe 3 different formations? Yeah.
Maybe.
Did they run Devo at SDSU?
I don't know. I wasn't worried about it.
There
was no Devo at that point. I was held together with tape, man.
You were the vet.
Everything that was connecting me was not what was supposed to be connecting me. So
it's the same coaching staff that you had still there, correct?
Some of the coaches have left. Coach Stig's been there for a long time, so his tenure's up there too.
Okay.
So he's awesome. He's much like Coach Ferentz in the sense where, he kind of stays out of everything. 10,000 feet, and his coaches really have to report to him. That's kind of how he leads. Is his coaches have to go in depth about his plans and what they're going to run and practicing and practice plans and all that stuff. But he's like a very monotone. He's not like like Coach Ferentz. I'm not going to motivate you. That's on you type of a deal, but runs a great program, a consistent program. And really loves the people in his program. But there's some staff that have left. Coordinator. Well, first and foremost, Coach Eidsness and Coach Jackson went to Northern Illinois, and then Coach Jackson is now at Vanderbilt. So 2 coaches left. And then Coach Eck, who was the O coordinator after Eidsness, is now at Idaho, I think. Maybe as the head coach even at Idaho. I don't think he would have gone to O coordinator. I think he's a head coach maybe now. So some staff changes. They have a first-year play caller, Coach Lujan, who was like a quarterback.
Walking into Kinnick in your first game you're ever calling.
And they're going to struggle outside, dude. Their ones are going to struggle, I think. Dude. Yeah, good luck.
Well, against that Iowa secondary, you might find a lot of teams that struggle. I mean, come on now.
Salty.
And our linebacking core ain't nothing to.
That's the thing.
And the D lines be pretty damn good this year.
I was gonna say that You might want to call the Jackrabbits, bro, and let them know that 31 is about to eat lunch on Saturday.
Grown men. Did you see the media day? Looking at them, those three.
Yeah, they're insane.
Like, these are grown men.
Yeah, they're monsters.
Big, like 6. Oh, my goodness. That's
Now-
what's crazy is Josie's presence that he carried at what 6 foot 6'1".
Yeah.
Jack's
6'1", yeah, and then we
like-
got Jack
but what-
now at 6'4", 6'5".
Jacobs, man, you see his IG. Oh my!
He's got some length on him.
He's
Yeah.
all body. He's all American all body team.
He'll be a stand-up defensive end, I think, in the next phase of his play.
It's really for him going to come down to the will
Yeah, he-
versus the want. Will versus the want.
Oh,
No,
oh
Coach
shit,
Parker
all right.
or Coach Wallace. Yeah, little
Gonna
Will
bring that
versus
out
the
now.
You
The
got
dog.
to or you get to.
want. Yeah.
I got the fucking I've got the dog punt playbook like in one of these things back.
I'll never
Let's-
forget. Now that we got him on the podcast, week 1, we start Wallace and starts installing his shield punt. He's like, we need some dogs on this team. All right. Now, Snyder, you could be a dog. All right. And it's like
be a dude.
You could be a dude. Yeah.
Dude, and then his explanation of why he chose the main dog versus all the other dogs. Like there were all these other examples of mean, angry-looking dogs, but that dog in the middle was different, and he loved it to talk
The
about
Russian
it. It
bear
was
dog.
The Russian bear dog. Oh
You know
my
what these dogs do? They just patrol around prisons in Siberia. He said something like they don't even have guards there; they just have the dogs. It's like that's just bullshit. That just ain't true.
Like, coach, you're lying.
Goat Wallace is up there making shit up.
Got a bunch of guys.
I did look up Russian bear dogs after that, and they are a menacing looking beast. They can get like 250 pounds or something crazy like that.
Those were the days. Those were the days. Now,
days.
Snides, you were in that front row with us.
Yeah.
That
definitely.
was a front row. Now,
Miss Little Mary. Come on, all that.
man,
That was a oof. That was
God,
fun.
what a time! What was the?
Those were-
I don't miss
those are-
special teams at all, man. Special teams meetings sucked.
But that front row kind of felt like a squad, though.
There was something good about it. I don't know.
It just felt good
Special
sitting in the front row.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I liked being on that, because I was on the unbalanced side of the other side of this. I was kind of on my own, holding that down. That cat technique.
Kitty cat.
OJ established that.
You said by the time you got to SDSU that you were broken and you were hanging on by tape, Snides. Did you have injuries over there, or was that just coming from Iowa too? What was the
No, that
process
was-
like there?
No, that was, I mean,
Missing
I
a
had
couple
Multiple
ligaments in the knee.
ACL tears.
back
I
to
know, I
back.
know about knees, but what else?
Well, and I don't know if Kevin remembers. I had to pull my hammy at like June 25th or 6th of that last summer. So I was 2 ACLs and a pulled hammy. I went into SDSU camp and didn't tell them about a hammy and was just like acted like it was fun. I think they just thought
remember
it
you
was
put that-
really fucking slow.
You would put that nasty crap on your pulled hamstring that smelled like
Oh,
garbage.
oh, dude.
What was it
Oh
called
my
again?
goodness!
Come on now.
So we're back to the Lomax days. That's the
Yeah.
Lomax got miles on that, and then I couldn't.
And then all of a sudden, the DB room just stinks of this stuff.
Dude, I used to give Snyder
Onions.
shit for that all the time, and he would.
It's like Bengay, but worse.
It's way
Just-
worse. No,
it's
it's
very
like a
pungent.
different level.
no,
Yeah.
it's like horse.
Do
crap,
not take.
dude.
No, don't. No one should use it. It's fine, but it's not recommended.
It was.
Dude, my body, dude. I showed up though. I was on the field.
You did show up.
That's right.
Yeah, I just
I-
show up.
I think for those who are coming from the Hawkeye side of this and remember Brandon Snyder in a Hawkeye uniform, the first play that pops out is the pick six.
Hmm.
Tell me about that.
It's like they want a status. Well, I'd already felt it partially tear before that happened.
Because you
the game.
tore it on that play.
That was my first game back.
Yeah.
So I came back in 5.5 months to the Illinois game, and Ohio State was next.
Yes.
Right. So it was supposed to be a first game back before Ohio State, the game
Yep.
where we just ran them out. But there was a play in like the first quarter, end of the first quarter, where the back came through, and I was gonna go hit him in the B gap, and he like tripped, and so it was either like helmet to helmet or pull back, and so I pull back, and I hyperextended it and just partially tore it. But I felt it because there was like 3 times in the game where I planted and it just wasn't there.
It wasn't
and
there.
so, and it was swollen. And so like, I remember telling Amani Hooker on the bench, like this is the, like, I think it's gone already. Like, so that was
Moral of the
hard part.
story: never pull out.
100.
Wow.
100.
So what an emotional.
I was crying on that picture, like when I crossed the goal line. Yeah. And I almost dropped the ball too. And then I remember Loudy doing the my first meeting with Coach Parker, we watched the LSU game. And I remember all I remember from that. And we spent like 20 minutes just watching Loudy drop the ball before he crossed the end. And so I about did that. I was about got hugged because I was looking at the big screen.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the guy from out of bounds. So I'm chilling. I'm already slow. And now I'm running slower because I'm tired. And I have one leg that's working.
I'm already slow.
And I almost get hawked and I almost dropped the ball, but all I could realize, like, I just didn't. That was my last game in Kinnick. So like that was like, the last memory I have is like everyone. Yeah.
Man, our secondary got absolutely shredded with injuries that year. I remember the Wisconsin game. I was a RCH away from having to go in at safety at 225 pounds. Haven't played safety in 2 years because we were just down on dudes.
Yeah.
Amani was out. Miles was out. Jake was, I'm pretty sure, concussed. Yeah, we just had nobody left. But
that was tough.
Yeah, man, that's a tough way for your last season as a Hawkeye to go. But you know, you definitely got that one memory for.
I wouldn't trade it. Knowing what I know now.
It was crazy how quickly you got back from your ACL. Do you think that if you had let it have a little bit more time, it would have been a little stronger? You think, or you think just another crazy thing is there's no helping it?
Good question. I don't know,
dude. I think your knees are just prone to tearing those ACLs. When it happens 3 times, it's just something biomechanically that is happening in there that doesn't usually happen.
I think maybe, definitely like on the first one. Well, both my parents did too, right? So it's like in my genetics, like that's definitely a thing. But then, the second one's probably because of the first one. I didn't wear a brace either, and that's another factor too. But it doesn't matter. And then the other one I got in the Kennesaw State game, we played there in the quarterfinals when I was at SDSU. And it was like a 30-degree, they were a triple option. And I met a fullback in the hole in the B gap. Because option, you change the way you play. A corner can play pit, whatever. Outside back can play pit, safety. It's basically your triangle and how you're playing it. But I was the B gap filler, and that shit split like the Red Sea. And I met him at the freaking line of scrimmage, and we were both sleeping.
Oh man,
I was sleeping on top of him, bro. But we were both asleep. But we played NDSU 6 days later in the semis.
Jesus Christ!
So I wasn't missing.
I'm still tripping over you coming back. You finally make it back onto the field. That adrenaline of swarming Kinnick in the pads again. And then you tear it, and you kind of know, everyone knows their own body, especially a Division I athlete. You're pretty body aware.
You're pretty in sync with what's going on.
There was 3 post middle third breaks that I put it in the ground and it wobbled out. You know what I mean? That doesn't happen. It never happened. It wouldn't have happened if.
But then you catch that ball and you still house it.
Oh yeah.
And
86.
What is going through your mind? That has got to be like, a lot of people ask me that on the polecat, like what's going through your mind. And I guess for me, it's totally different situation, but still sort of this like out of body experience thing.
Definitely.
I guess I wasn't really thinking at all.
You should have been in your body. You would have fucking scored.
Would have got there, huh? Would have got there.
Got him.
But like,
I watched it yesterday.
You watched the polecat yesterday?
Yeah, I pulled it up. I was telling somebody about it. Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome.
And
great
maybe
shout out Coach Woods.
Shout out, bro.
Dude, shout out Coach Woods.
Somebody's trying to pay him.
It's gonna happen.
Well, actually, I have should I announce that on the podcast? I don't know if I can say that. He got an offer from a major, a different Division I school for mucho money to be their special teams guy.
Probably wouldn't say it here, but
yeah. But
that's just a matter of time. It's gonna be interesting to see what he takes. I think is gonna be
he's a head coach, man. Like he's a head coach.
He's gonna be one of the best ever to do it.
Well, I think his son's is set a sophomore in high school now, so he might want to stay at least until he's done.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah, family matters.
It's so funny how like Mason got that offer from another school. It's just comedy.
Wait,
what was that?
Coach Wood's kid is really good too. Mason is really good.
Mason, yeah, he can play football. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah!
Now.
He's tall
he
as
can
hell.
definitely play some football.
Oh, I love to hear that.
Yeah, he's a little skinny right now, but you know he's a sophomore.
He's getting bigger.
In high school.
No, dude, he's getting bigger though.
Oh yeah, but he's gonna have a very good football frame. He's gonna have some long arms. He'll be able to play some ball. He'll be able to play some ball for sure.
I like to hear that.
Who did he get offered by?
Who was it? It was like a Kansas State or something. Like he went to a camp and I think like with his friends and casually got an offer. Like,
oh, that's so a fun feeling though.
Oh, great feeling.
But like, it's just crazy how like that's what recruiting is now. Is like you got off these kids, they're sophomores and sometimes freshmen. They're not even fully developed, man. You're trying to like see what they possibly could be. You don't even know if this kid's done growing yet. You don't know what he's going to turn into. It's just crazy to me. Yeah. Absolutely crazy to me what this recruiting is turning into. But yeah, Mason's for sure is going to be.
Now you're just talking Snyder's world. That's what he lives there. This guy's this guy's the king of the recruiting market over there. I swear to God, he's pumping out. I mean, Bellevue isn't Bellevue where
tight end and receiver. We went Auburn and Oklahoma last year.
Holy smokes!
Well, the tight end was a big Iowa target, right?
Yeah,
and he chose Auburn over Iowa.
They're all Iowa targets.
They must not have heard about tight end U.
There's a lot of tight ends.
I don't know if they were ready to step into tight end U. I don't know if that was the best. I think it was good on both sides.
Good fit.
It's perfect. I think it's perfect. Yeah. So Iowa's not for everybody, dude.
It's factual, dude.
It's fact.
That is 100% true. It is not for everyone.
Fuck around and end up
first to tell you.
Fuck around and end up in a lawsuit against the coaches.
Fucking bums.
Did you see? I won't get you into that, but for those that are interested, you're not even gonna hear this. Fuck, you probably already listened. By the time you're listening to this conversation, you've already listened to Drake and I tear apart that some more on Dickhead Tuesday on the Patreon. So
we did.
No, well, we're going to Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
But we're recording this on Sunday night, so we haven't done it yet.
Oh, talk to me nicely.
Essentially,
got some new information for Daddy.
I do. It's not just for you, but for anyone that was interested, have kept up with it. Basically, they went through all of their statements and their depositions, and it basically came out that, well, they were making shit up. And now it's out.
No way.
Yeah. They all perjured themselves.
Yikes.
And Brian and his lawyer asked for a what was it called? Judgment summary.
Basically asked him to toss the case out.
Toss the case based on like, this is complete bullshit. So we're going to tear it. Drake and I will tear it apart, but we're not going to get Kevin and Brandon nice, clean, political correct guys into the conversation because we don't want to do that to them. They've got real jobs. Can't talk on that.
This is Patreon exclusive content, folks. Washed up walk-ons.
Yeah. So if you want to listen to that, post hoc, Drake and I tore apart 7 of our former teammates 3 days ago. When you're listening to this, sign up for the Patreon.
That's the way you said that. You said I tore up 7 teammates.
We tore them apart.
What?
Just bent them over.
Goofy.
Yeah, that's wild. Anyway, where were we before that? Oh, you were yeah, you're pumping out recruits down in that area, both basketball, football. Was that always the plan for you? Were you always going to get into coaching?
Yeah, my degrees were exercise science and entrepreneurship. enterprise leadership, which, whatever. I mean, I always wanted to go back home to Northwest Iowa. So like when I played AU basketball, I had to play for the Iowa Barnstormers.
Uh-huh.
Like there really wasn't a great teams like that traveled much around Northwest Iowa. So like and I played well against them. So I like got lucky to have the opportunity, but I had never practiced with them and then would show up at tournaments and so I had tore my peroneus longus and had compartment syndrome my junior year going into my senior year. So that was when I found, because like I was a hooper first for sure, and that was when I started lifting.
Can't hoop.
Stop it.
Used to be a weight shark too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I used to as well, and I ain't that guy.
Yeah, no.
I was gonna. I just
wanted
to bring that up.
But
that y'all
we
used
to throw
weight
it
sharks,
around.
and now you're just
Drake. Come on,
It's the
Kevin.
truth.
We
It's
used
the
to
truth.
throw it. Or Kevin got crazy. The jump you made was insane. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone just jump straight.
Yeah. I mean, when you put 10 pounds on it,
I don't care.
Weights get lighter. I mean, dude, you got to like 222, didn't you?
224 was my obvious. That was
Yeah. So I'm sure the weights got really light all of a sudden.
Knights
Too.
was playing at 224.
That's crazy.
Guy was thick.
I was in the box a lot.
Maybe that's what it was. There was too much mass on that frame. It couldn't handle it.
Yeah, there was, but
What did you get your numbers up to at Iowa? Squat, clean.
hit 525 for 4 squat, hit
Holy
365 for 4 and clean.
Hold
I
on.
had the record in both.
You
And
had
the 10-yard record.
You had 525 on the bar and did 4 with it?
For 4.
Fuck, man.
That's so sickeningly impressive.
I felt so good with my 325 for 20 yesterday.
Oh my God.
That's
Oh my,
still pretty
shut
good.
up. Jeez.
Sounds horrible.
Couldn't
Sounds
put,
horrible.
it was we visited the Upside Down on rep 19 and 20.
Yeah, I'd still be
Did
under
you
the
pass
bar.
out and fall over?
Yeah, I'd still be under the bar.
We got real close. But 525.
Stupid.
Sheesh. Yeah, boy, you were I don't think Schulte and Merriweather are doing the same weights.
They shouldn't be. I mean, I shouldn't have been doing that either. That's part of it.
Hey, who is that Wisconsin running back that you
Clement.
absolutely shit
Come on.
trained though?
Clement,
Yeah.
Corey Clement.
Go pull that film up. You want to see how
Yeah.
safety closes.
Did Snyder
Jesus.
smoke his ass?
What?
It's on Bleacher Report. I find it.
Is it?
I got his ass.
Dude,
And
the
I never
guy
said that, but
evaporated.
and then he got up so fast, bro.
That hurts.
On our
Sometimes
sideline. I needed help. Y'all should have kept him down.
sometimes there's people that are just built out of different material, man.
I'm finding the clip right now because I want to watch it. Boy, now Corey Clement was built now.
Dude, Wisconsin didn't have a year where they didn't have like a NFL running back.
You make a good point, Kev. You make a good point.
I mean,
Yeah, it's been a while, man.
2013, they had Monty
Gordon.
Ball
Yeah.
and
James White.
Caleb, White.
Oh,
14, they have Melvin Gordon. 15, was that Corey Clement? 15, 16. Was he
Yeah.
running the show there?
Jonathan Taylor.
Then 17,
Then
we got
Jay.
Jonathan Taylor. Now they got Braylon Allen. That dude might be better than Jonathan Taylor.
That's craziness. Let's slow
The-
down right there.
Their
the
guy
dude-
right now is-
RBU.
I mean,
the-
for real.
Dude,
Low-key.
Allen is an animal.
That doesn't make me feel good. To think that he might be better than Jonathan Taylor in college doesn't make me feel good.
I mean, he just had an incredible true freshman year. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's a good football player.
So
He might not have as good as an offensive line this year. Wisconsin lost a ton of players, but
complete sadness right now, but it's saying that the video is not available. I can't find it. Won't let me.
That Clement. has
how
to get it
how
taken
badly
down,
do you guys just wish that we still had access to
the
all of our
film.
game film?
right?
Really bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad,
I
bad.
found the GIF. I found the GIF of Snyder laying this guy out. Come on now.
Share your screen.
You got him
Yeah.
under the chin. Huh?
Under, yeah.
Let me
Share
share.
your screen.
I don't know if you guys will be able to see it because it's up here in the corner. You see it?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
remember this play. Yeah.
Oh, head popped back a little bit there.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? We got Bo Bauer chasing Josie. If you didn't get him, Josie was taking a head off.
No, it always was.
Josie
just goes ahead and spears the back of Snyder's knee right there.
Josie
That
gets
probably felt
clipped
good.
by the guy because Desmond
Probably
went,
tore a few microtype fibers there.
definitely some torn tendons there.
Yeah.
Multiple people.
Josie's been known to take out his teammates. Shout out Ben.
Yeah.
Newman.
R.I.P. Ben.
No, Miles though. Yeah, Ben even though.
Oh yeah, was that 2015 or?
That was 15. It was right before the Big Ten championship. Yeah.
Yeah. He put Ben to sleep. That's right.
That's a tough one.
Good
Nebraska.
time,
Friendly
Yeah.
fire. How about
9-15?
Nebraska?
Did they beat us?
You're a Nebraska
No.
fan now, Snides. Now that you live over there.
No, dude, they're really easy to not root for.
They're very easy to not root for.
I
How
literally say
obnoxious are the
this.
fans over there?
I say this every day. I am a Hawkeye in heaven, and it just was so affirmed yesterday. Literally Hawkeye in heaven.
So then did you go out
amazing.
to the grocery store after that, or like did you go somewhere just to people watch after that
Oh,
game?
yeah, I was
ended?
out. I was out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, man. They were
What-
definitely They were drinking. That's for sure.
What's the talk out there, man? How are they feeling about the season going before Saturday, and what's the talk out there? What's the scuttlebutt about how the season's going to go now?
It
Are we
was
firing
like
Scott Frost yet?
right. I mean, it was before the season. Like I would say, most people felt good. You know, that was
I mean,
a general
is it any
consensus.
different than the previous 4 seasons?
No. But man, it's pretty easy at this point. I think,
mean,
dude, it's even in math. I have to be careful, but the people I really respect. I don't know if he's capturing. Because here's the one thing I will say about Nebraska fans is they keep showing up.
they always
So,
will. I mean, they always
They keep showing up. So it's crazy. Yeah, it's a lot of 5-21.
It's bad, man.
Yeah, that's true. They do keep showing up.
I saw a stat today.
You see them in Ireland, man.
I saw a stat today that Nebraska is 1-8 or 1-9 of their last 9 or 10 games. And the point differential of all those games combined is Nebraska -2.
Yeah.
That one win's probably
Yeah.
when they beat Northwestern by 50. So yeah.
Well, it would have been before that because it was like early in the season. I don't know who they beat by a bunch last year, like in the middle of the season. I guess early-ish.
It was Northwestern. They beat them by
Was it?
50.
And then all of their losses have been like 2,
Single digits. Yeah.
4 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many people were happy that they were getting what Northwestern was the line. It was crazy. It was crazy.
-14.
Yes.
Well,
Crazy.
it
There were some sad and less financially well people. A lot of them.
shout out to DRF Sportsbook if you want to go win or lose some money, bet against the Huskers.
That's good money right there.
It's good money.
I don't know how long it's gonna last.
That makes me want to. I'm just going to take a quick gander at Scott Frost versus the spread right now. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. You figure that out. Snides, you have been on both teams. You have been in the room. You know the talent that Iowa, at least when we were there, put out on all sides of the ball. The talent that South Dakota State generally average puts out on each side of the ball. What is the realistic odds of South Dakota State making this a game? We've seen it happen already before.
Totally.
You were a part of it.
Totally.
Unfortunately for all 4 of us.
I'm 0-3 against SDSU, man.
That was a sad day.
That's tough. That was a bad day.
So it can be done, right?
God, they freaking got me on that too, dude. They kept running that race action, and the fullback was cut me the first play. Dude, and when I say cut, my feet were 25 feet in the air the first play of the
I
game.
remember it.
And then
Tim Polisek.
they come, oh, man. But
Yeah, they schemed us up pretty well that game, I will say. That they set up some things really nicely for the second half.
And then
we
we
hit
also
that Kittle
played
ball, though. If we hit
absolutely
that Kittle ball.
pathetic on offense.
Yeah, and
That was
then
a hard
we
day,
get that one crazy CJ gets hit as he gets thrown. I think they started the game off 7-0, right?
Yes.
They started the game off with a pick six. CJ's hit as he thrown. Yeah, that was a tough game to swallow, man. That was a tough game to swallow.
That one hurt.
It's like okay, so the best reference is last year. SDSU went to Colorado State and beat the brakes off of them. And then Colorado State comes into Kinnick and damn near beats them.
Yeah, they played him tough.
Yes.
So in my opinion, it comes down to
The
the
transitive
offense.
property does not exist in college football.
No.
People always like to do that. It's like, oh, we played this team tough. They lost that team. We should beat it doesn't exist.
No.
It only works in the math textbooks, not in college football.
But my deal is like Iowa should be able to put up a lot of points. Like they should be able to put up a lot of points. But I don't know if they're gonna.
We don't know either, man.
We've been
no idea.
screaming that for many weeks now,
Man.
Snides.
From my opinion, it's all about what do we see out of this young offensive line. They have to make significant improvements over last year in order to be an effective offense this year. If we get that, I think they can be a functional offense to the point where they can score enough points where this defense can win us a lot of football games.
What's the ideal number of points that they need to score for Iowa to have a
50.
great
Let's score
season?
50 every game.
No shit.
I mean, if they average,
Fuck, we got like 12 when I was.
I think
Win
it's like
10-6, we fucking lose.
Phil Parker's defenses have given up less than 20 for like the last
17 is the number, bro. I
Yeah.
preach 17 because that's the number. 17 and under.
18. You need
Yeah.
18 points. 18 points
Yep.
a game.
Yep.
Yeah, 20 we're doing really good. We might lose one or two games. We give up 20 points or we score 20 points every game.
Yep.
But I think,
It's
2 touchdowns, 2 field goals, and we're in business this year.
I don't see
Which, how crazy is that, right?
So the reality, that's real, 100% real.
I don't see a line on Iowa. Is there one out yet?
No, I don't think there is. They don't really do lines that often on FBS versus FCS teams.
Okay.
I don't know why. I don't know if they don't have people looking at the FCS teams to handicap them, but I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see a line either.
If you were gonna put one on in this game, what would you put it?
I'm gonna have to have Snides answer that because I couldn't really tell you much about what we got coming in back from South Dakota.
Yeah, I mean, I've never placed a sport, but I will not do it because I know how that will go once I start. So.
Okay, put it this way: these teams play 100 times. How many times is Iowa win? How many times is the Jackrabbits win?
I would say Iowa wins. Oh,
90,
90,
90,
9-0.
94 times out of 100.
Yeah, low 90s.
90. Okay, then I'd put it at Iowa minus 20, maybe 20 and a half.
I was gonna
That
say
feels high.
Yeah.
That's high.
I would take the under easy.
What's
I
our
was thinking like 15.
I'll take the Hawks.
scariest thing? Iowa's offense has to be better, right?
Doesn't have to be. No, I mean, we lost our best offensive line and we got a young one coming back. We've got young receivers, albeit should be pretty talented. And we have a quarterback situation that was not great last year and have no new faces. So
What are the odds that Spencer just comes out and slings that thing,
it's possible, man. He has shown the ability at times to be a good quarterback. He is inconsistent and he's had pressure in his face a lot for the last 2 years, but
There's no way I can keep showing up to a podcast if we're scoring 6 points a game, dude.
Well, I better start looking for a replacement then, just in case.
I think the thing with Iowa's offense, I always say like whatever you fear is what you should do. Like my biggest fear as a safety and as a safeties coach is a quarterback that can run, because that's when it gets random, right? Like
quarterbacks that can run are hard to defend.
Most of Iowa's throws are coming on time, right? So if you know the throw is coming on time as a defensive player, and you know that there's only a certain number of route combinations that they can run, you're going to play a lot faster, right? But if the quarterback is a threat to get out of the pocket, you can't jump a dig, right? You can't rob the curl. You know what I mean? Every single time, like you're going to be a little bit. And that's when, and that's what makes Iowa's defense so great is I felt like most plays when they got into their formation, I knew it was like 1-3 plays just based off of Coach Parker and the way that he taught us. Right. Well, it's the same thing for other teams because we've been around for so long and the offense hasn't really changed that much. Like, there's not a lot of jet, there's not a lot of motion. Like, to get your eyes in the wrong place, it's very like, here it is. Can you stop it? And I feel like defenses in the Big Ten have gotten faster and we're always under center too. It's like that first second of the play is Spencer, who, again, and I love him, he's got a cannon, but like when he got on campus, he was finishing at the back end of every rep for conditioning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that's the kind of runner he was initially, right? So that's, I guess, my fear is like I think that he can throw on time, but that's also going to create bad situations. When the play's not there on time, can he create? Like, can the receivers create? And that's where I think they could be really good. I think that's the next step of the progression.
Right. And also when you have a quarterback who's not super mobile and you have a
and a line like
who's
said,
inconsistent,
yes.
When defenses can get pressure with 4, it makes life real easy in the back end. Real easy.
Because you have numbers everywhere, right? So you
got numbers and the ball's got to come out too.
Yep.
So
well, if you think about it, there's 5 guys that they can throw the ball to, right? So everyone thinks 7-on-7, but it's actually 5, right? So if you can rush 4, where the side, if they go in empty, right, where there's 3 people, okay, you can play with 4. And the side where there's 2 people, you can play with 3. So you have a 1-person advantage, right, on them every single time. If you can rush 4, like I'll take that every time.
Yeah,
Like law of averages, like that's gonna win.
And that's exactly why you see
Phil.
And that's exactly why you see the best defensive ends in the league get paid the highest money on defense because they're that valuable. They can change the game.
Yes.
Where if
close the pocket and I'll let them out.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think I don't know. I never really felt confused playing against Iowa's offense. I never felt like I was stuck on a check or didn't get a check out.
I think,
but there's what SDSU
that makes
will do
a lot
well.
of sense.
What SDSU will do well is they will get your eyes in the wrong place. You know what I mean? They will hide it. They'll jet him across and bring him back, right? And then set him up and then shift. And then, and that's what NDSU does great, and Wisconsin, right? So like now you're giving disguise because if you just straight up play, it's really hard to run the ball successfully because there's no space with all those big bodies. But if you can get people's eyes in the wrong place and just get them to go upfield or take the wrong step or misread something off of the jet, now you have a vertical gap.
Every now and then, like you do that. You shift, motion a guy over, call started in this, got changed to this, got changed to that. Say you got, you changed the defense 3 different times just based on the formation change. If that's not communicated and everyone's not on the same page, then that gives your offense a great opportunity to take advantage of a mistake.
You might be able to set up the front, flip the backers if they're a tight end, if they're an under front team, and now you got their inside the box backer in space. It's like
it's effective. It's effective for teams that do it well against teams that don't communicate well and are indisciplined. Iowa's defense is usually pretty good at handling that, just because we see it like you said, Wisconsin runs all the time. Minnesota pre PJ Fleck would do some of the same things. And
they've gotten a lot better because they've seen pretty much everything now. Like that's what Coach Parker's knowledge database is. Like you think about Minnesota in 2014 when they jetted, like they were in those bunch sets and they jetted all over us, and we adjustment. Like that'll never happen again. Like that'll get fixed the first time. So that's what makes Coach Parker and this whole staff so tough. They've seen everything.
The filing cabinet is massive at this point. So he always talks about he's got these filing cabinets in the back of his head for, I've seen this formation, this play back in 1984, and all right, this is what we got to do to stop it or something like that. It's like there's not a whole lot that man hasn't seen. So, so are we predicting a low-scoring football game then Saturday, Snides?
We said I think it'll be -15 for the Hawks.
If I had to guess, it's going to be somewhere around 24, 10, 13, something like that. they might get one. I still think getting one's going to be hard on the Iowa defense with the outsides that they have. I think the most success anyone has on Iowa's defense is a great outside one where you have to double. David Bell, for example. Because
like that guy on this podcast.
Because we're going to continue to bet on our guy to win, So
Yeah, I mean, if you're an offense that struggles, but you have one. If you're an offense that struggles, but you have one good receiver versus Iowa, yeah, that'd be my recommendation is get your guy one-on-one and just toss it up, see what he can do.
They don't have that. Yeah.
So that makes me feel a lot better.
They play bigger blocking type receivers. Like I said, they have a slot guy, I think, that transferred from Oklahoma State, who I think is a captain, which is interesting if that were to be true. So that could give them a decent threat. But, yeah, I think it's going to be really hard to score a touchdown on Iowa's defense for them.
Yeah.
So it'll be, come down to Iowa's offense. How they roll.
Yeah.
And
we'll see. There's a lot of unanswered questions on that side of the ball that we're going to hopefully get a better insight to after
I know this. Iowa State is week 2. And we need to figure a few things out before we get to Iowa State. And that was always the case, right? Like whether we played them the second game or the third game during our careers, it was in that slot multiple times. Those first games, while they are still like, you can't overlook your opponent, you got to play who's on the field. They are absolutely tune-up games in a sense of like, hey, we should probably get some chemistry figured out here before we go into an in-state rivalry that's going to
I wouldn't call them tune-up games. I'd say like, the first game definitely is an extension of your camp though. Like it's a practice in and of itself. Doesn't matter if you're starting off with a Big Ten opponent or
absolutely
FCS opponent. It's a learning experience for your team because you got a bunch of veteran guys, but you got a bunch of young guys who've never been around the sideline on a game day before. This is your first time that this team is playing a football game together, and that's in and of itself a learning experience. You got a lot of guys who are out there playing for the first time too. So,
and especially at Iowa, I feel like there's a holy shit, we're really doing this feeling. Like
definitely,
a year.
Like, is this me? Like, am I playing?
Yeah, like Iowa is a tough place to make it through a calendar year just because of how strenuous it is. And then you finally get to that Saturday and you're like, holy shit, is this real life? Am I dreaming? Are we really playing football? It's at least how
I would say that was the way it was for me until you got your first snap under your belt and then you're just playing football again.
I miss it bad.
The tight ends in this game are disgusting.
You have a good tight end at SDSU too?
They have 2.
Really?
Both teams have 2 elite tight ends. Elite. And middle backers. They have a middle backer that looks as close. He's close. I mean, like, he's got the same type of body as Campbell. I mean, he plays very similar. He's just I would say he's more like 6'2", 6'3", but he can hum it.
Okay.
I don't think their D-line will be able – I don't know, but like you said, O-line struggles. That'll be interesting. But the tight ends in this game are fantastic. Fantastic. So sick.
I know that the Iowa faithful are ready to rip.
Yeah.
Sold out.
7 sellouts.
Sold out.
Real.
The Kevin
R.I.P. some Bush lattes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Kevin Ward tailgate, probably.
See ya.
That's
I'll be at the Nevada game.
You're coming to the Nevada game?
Yeah, that'll be my first one back.
I will not be at the Nevada game. I've got to get drunks in Arizona that weekend.
Hey.
What? Really?
Yeah, sure.
Where?
Yeah, Scottsdale.
Drake's crashing it.
Oh, I'm crashing.
We're going out Friday night, man. See you there.
I'm crashing. I'm pulling up to the Airbnb. I'm riding into your fucking
yeah.
Uber. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what?
All right. Well, appreciate you coming on, Snides.
Yeah.
It's I don't know how many other games we're gonna get to do this where we've got a guy who's been in both locker rooms. So pretty cool. We don't have, for those, we usually come around to, we're going to look at lines. It's middle of the week. We record this on Wednesday. I hit the button. We give you the 7. We hit the soundboard. Then Kevin gets real hype. He sits forward in his chair and he gives us his picks for the week, but he doesn't have them yet, right?
They don't got the lines out yet, man. What do you want?
All we can give you is what sits behind me and Snides, and that's Hawks by a million. By a million. Shout out to the proud who have the limited edition.
Yeah. The one thing I would say, the episode I really did appreciate, which is really cool, was the Swarm Collective and how well Iowa did that and is doing it. It was really cool to see them come out with it and the response from the fans, and like everybody followed Iowa. And as far as like the NIL club, right? Like actually starting a club and being organized, because like Nebraska was first to like getting their best athletes an opportunity to get paid. So open doors, like getting on the website where you can literally just click on their face, like are you a friend, a fan, a business owner, or whatever? Like how much do you want to pay them? Like, okay. But I thought the two-pronged approach, right? Making sure that yes, there's that, but there's also an opportunity for walk-ons to make really good money, and also like how powerful them doing like good things can be,
Yeah.
like how powerful.
I definitely love the way they're setting it up.
Yeah, like even just one Iowa kid, football player going into a hospital room, and how powerful that is, or whatever, right? And then like also rewarding them for that is awesome. So like hopefully that doesn't get lost in all this, is like the continued push. I think that's where Iowa could continue to separate, is to like be the best at supporting that second phase, right? And that's what they did. Like they sold out all those, those passes, and the interaction, like social media wise, with the Swarm Collective compared to other teams that I've seen in the Big Ten and I'm around, is really impressive. So I don't know, like from an outsider perspective, that was a really cool piece of Iowa that wasn't a thing, and I think was hard on all of us, walking on. And
yeah, I tell you what, an extra K a month would have been nice.
Would have been decent, boys. Would have been decent.
They're worthy to be
Drake would have
supported.
spent it at Riverside, but
For sure.
Definitely.
Every dime.
you're not gonna go. You're not gonna bat 1,000 there with good deeds.
And $5 movies, bro.
Yeah.
$5 movie
yeah.
Tuesdays. Saw a bunch of really subpar films on Tuesday.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. That's like one of my favorite things I remember.
I do too.
Drake, when I lived with you, bro. That
Oh
was great.
yeah. We used to watch a lot of movies at that damn Harkins.
Oh my goodness. Podcast. Now everybody
So-
watching yours. Ah!
Crazy. It's stupid.
Yeah, we're coming. Rogan, we're coming for you.
Come on, Rogan.
Anybody got a final word here? Final word on this pod?
I don't think I got
Season's
it.
back, man. It's Hawks by a million. Let's go. Gear up for the next 12 Saturdays. College football is back. It feels great. Ooh, I'm jacked for another football season.
The next podcast that we record together will be Sunday, and Iowa football will have a tick in the win or loss column. Hopefully the win column. It'll be real. There'll be
Snidey, I'm hyped.
Is this
Finally got you
we're
on, though,
canceling
dude.
the podcast if we lose
Dude.
type game?
like
Oh
last
yeah,
year.
for sure. We got to cancel the podcast. If the offense shows up and scores 10 points, the podcast has to be over, because we're just not going through another season of this bullshit. It just can't happen. DHT though, Wash Up Walk-Ons, patreon.com. That'll still go no matter what. That'll
going.
still go along.
We'll still go. Cool. Well, thank you guys for listening to 347. I already forgot what number it was. Snides, thank you for coming on. You're welcome back anytime for any
You guys are the best,
conversation.
man.
And,
Realist, the
we
realist
appreciate
ones,
your
man.
support. I know you've reached out multiple times. You're like one of the first people to be like, yo, I need a flag. And I sent it to we got it sent to you. So cool. 347. Hawks are back in Kinnick, back in black. The Swarm, the Wave. It's all here. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll talk to you on Monday. Peace.
Peace.